Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 25. I'm Nick, your host, and with me, as always, is my co-host Joel. Before we get into the episode, as always, continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hit 100 subscribers the other day, so thank you to everyone who subscribed to our YouTube channel. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it growing. The more subscribers, the better. Also, follow us on social media on Instagram and Twitter. Just type in the Ring Fanatics, and you'll find us there. Today, in this episode, we're not alone. We have a guest today running down the AEW Revolution pay-per-view that's happening Sunday, March 7th. He's a really good friend of ours. We know him from college. Matt Fanizza, how are you, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Congratulations on 100 subscribers. That's a really big feat, especially with podcasts and stuff like that. So congratulations, man. I see you guys hustling every week.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. You guys have a good podcast. So I look at all your highlights on Instagram and YouTube and stuff like that. So
thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, like I said, we're doing the AEW predictions today. I have the card in front of me. We're going to go down the card and give our thoughts on each match and who we think is going to win that match. So let's get into it. The first match that I see on the card is the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale, where the winner will receive a future AEW Tag Team Championship opportunity. The participants in this match are from the Dark Order, Stu Grayson, and Evil Uno. Also, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Santana and Ortiz, Bear Country, Private Party, Butcher and the Blade, and Top Flight. Since Matt, you're our guest, you can go first. Who do you have winning this match? Who do you want to win? And thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a crazy match because when I think of a lot of the participants, there's a lot of storylines that are conflicting. And the way that I kind of look at a match or just booking in general when it comes to not just a pay-per-view, but like a week-to-week show, is I kind of try and see like what could possibly happen in the next coming weeks. And this is coming from like a writer's perspective, for like writing television scripts. So, personally in that match, I like the Dark Order guys, but out of that whole entire group, my favorite is Santana and Ortiz because I feel like obviously they've had some title shots, but I feel like they haven't had their push quite yet. And I think the reason for this is for a possible storyline that might happen down the road. So we know the Inner Circle is kind of on the fray right now. Sammy left, MJF's in there screwing things around. Everyone's kind of like on their heels figuring out what's going on. So the way I think about this match is, I have a strong feeling that Jericho and MJF might beat the Bucks. And the reason for that is obviously the Good Brothers came in, Don Callis is working with the Good Brothers, it's working that way. So I think, something might go wrong there, whereas the Good Brothers might interfere somehow, or something might go wrong with the Young Bucks because obviously Jericho and MJF are playing mind games, messing up their dad, bloodying him, everything like that. So if MJF and Jericho win, what better opportunity to further break up the Inner Circle if Santana and Ortiz win? And then you have that storyline for a couple of months. I think that might be a great storyline. And who knows, that might bring Sammy, and there might be some kind of thing where the three of them and, MJF, Wardlow, Jericho versus each other. So with that, I think it's, Santana or Ortiz to win that match.
You literally read my mind just now. Like I had the same prediction because I don't see anybody else, maybe besides Private Party, to come close with them.
Mm-hmm.
They also had been somewhat of a push at Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll go after the titles next, but I feel like your storyline and how you booked it might be the because you say the favorite option to go with.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Joel? Who do you got winning?
I also have Proud and Powerful with Santana and Ortiz because of the same reason, with the whole tension that they have in the Inner Circle. It just makes sense for them to win, especially that they had their title shot. They lost it just by like just by a bit because they had the Bucks beat. So I would have to go with Santana and Ortiz. But if I had to go with somebody other than them, I would have to say Alex Reynolds and John Silver. They just been on fire lately, and just with they have the fans behind them. Dark Order has been picking up. I think they would be a good team to win it also.
Since we were on that topic of the tag team championship match, I heard that apparently I think that's the match that's starting off the card, the pay-per-view. So let's say if by chance the Young Bucks do win it, would that change your perspective on this battle royal? Like, what if the Young Bucks retained it? Who else would you choose? Would you still choose Proud and Powerful? Would you choose another team that's in there? Because like one match, one win can change the whole thing. Because they just had a match recently against the Young Bucks too. So would you want to see them have another opportunity, or maybe someone else to get that shot?
See, I think a lot of the tag teams in there are good, but I would pick Private Party, but I'm trying to not pick Private Party because I know that they're trying to use them on TNA or Impact. I still call it TNA.
Yeah.
Same here.
So
Yeah, me
yeah,
too,
man. Yeah, like I have so much TNA gear like hanging around that I just call it TNA. But they're gonna try and heavily have Matt Hardy on TNA or Impact. With Good Brothers versus Private Party. I think that's a really good cross promo. If Santana or Ortiz don't win, Private Party might win because Matt Hardy kind of has a push and has his hands with everything going over there. But I still think if the Young Bucks win, Santana or Ortiz will still win because that still pushes the Inner Circle storyline somewhat. They don't have to face MJF and Jericho, but you never know. If they win and they verse the Young Bucks, MJF and Jericho might get jealous and interfere with their match again because they had a shot and they lost. So you never know. I think that's just it just works too perfectly from a writing perspective to miss out on that opportunity.
And it's weird, like they have Jake Hager just in the middle of everything. Like he's not on either side. He's like in the middle, like kind of like Wardlow a bit.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like just
funny.
standing there, not doing anything.
It's funny. Jake and Wardlow are kind of the characters that haven't really had much progression in the storyline, but they kind of have. Since they're both silent types, I wouldn't put it past me that they make something up where they've been talking behind closed doors and the two of them have their own tag team, and maybe they'll come out and be like, hey, now we want to be a tag team, and like who can stop Jake Hager and Wardlow? Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong tag team.
And that does make sense because they haven't really been doing anything lately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, out of the blue, they're both start attacking everyone else.
And that's the thing. Like I said, they haven't had much talking points, but their characters have definitely developed in silence because when they were first in the Inner Circle, you would see the two of them stare at each other at every single show. Every Wednesday night, no matter what it was, behind the scenes or in the ring, they would stare at each other. But they don't do that anymore. If you watch it, they don't do that anymore. Actually, they stand next to each other now.
It's the little things that you notice.
It's the little
things.
So you might see something between the two of them next.
Definitely. I also think a team that they haven't really announced and a team that I feel we haven't seen in a while, SCU, is also in this match. Yeah. And I feel I still want Santana and Ortiz, but I think if the Bucks win, it would be cool to see Daniels and Kazarian go against them for the belts. But Santana and Ortiz, I think it's just their time.
Yeah, I mean, Kazarian and Daniels don't have too much that many years left, so I'm thinking that might also be a push because since they don't have so much time left, this is also giving them the opportunity to hold the belts for a couple months or something like that. So I definitely think that could be a possibility, and so.
I think the last time we saw them was when they teamed up with the Bucks, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they're usually on AEW Dark, I believe. That's where
they've been on Dark.
Yeah, they've been there the past couple of weeks. I think they're the number 1 ranked tag team, or they're in top 5, is what I last saw from them.
Yeah, it makes
building up again.
Yeah, it makes sense why they put them on Dark though, because when they joined the company, it was more or less like for them to help develop younger talent.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're there, but I also think that since they know they don't have that many years in the ring, and since they want to build up that talent, I think now might be a good chance for them to possibly hold the titles for a couple of months.
Yeah. Speaking of developing new talent and bringing in new talent, kind of going a little bit off topic, but Paul White this past Wednesday announced that there's going to be a quote unquote Hall of Fame worthy talent signing with AEW. Any guesses from you guys on who you guys think this mystery signee is?
Man, Joel, you take that one, man.
To be honest, not sure.
Okay.
I'll be real honest. I have no idea. I also we'll get to that too, but the ladder match also have no idea. But there's a lot of speculation around a bunch of people.
Yeah,
which a bunch of people are talking about WWE guys. I kind of feel it won't be a WWE guy. Kind of
as in like someone who was released or like
like somebody who's released, somebody who's like, Hall of Fame worthy.
Oh,
but I think it might be a Japan guy.
I think it might be a Japan guy, but like I've spoken to my brother about this. He's a really big wrestling fan too, especially New Japan, and he keeps saying that if it is a Japan guy, it's not technically a signing because everyone
it's like a partnership.
Yeah, everyone knows the door is already knocked down, so it's more or less a partnership. So it can't technically be a signing, but in terms of like free agent talent out there right now, I've kind of thought about it a bit, and obviously I thought of a lot of good indie wrestlers that could possibly be it, but since Paul White said Hall of Fame worthy, obviously those considerations can't be made just because a lot of these guys are young. Obviously they're tearing up the scene, but they're so young that obviously you can't put them in that category. With that being said, obviously on Twitter I've seen Batista being spoken about. I've seen everyone knows CM Punk.
Yeah.
Both of those guys denied it. However, I don't take everything I see on Twitter seriously. Yeah. So unless they're physically not there when the time comes for being revealed, then I believe them. And then Brock Lesnar has been tossed around a little bit. I don't know how much that is possible, but everyone knows Tony Khan has tons of money.
Yeah.
And then I've also seen something where it could be Stone Cold. You never know. And that's the thing. To me, you never think this stuff could be possible, being a fan of the companies for so many years. But ever since AEW came on the scene, they've been just, everyone's expectations have been thrown away now because of what's been going on.
I mean, I was going to say Brock. Brock was my guy that I thought of because I don't see him going back to. I mean, I don't see him going and being involved much with AEW because I feel like anything that's thrown his way in WWE, he'll say yes to. I don't think he'll be that guy to say, nah, I'm not going to go to WWE anymore. So I don't know if he will go to AEW. Like you said, Tony Khan does have the money to be like, okay, here's what we got to offer. Just beat people up.
He likes to throw money at people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. I don't know. I wish it's Lesnar, but I just don't know what storyline he could possibly bring.
What would you do with him?
Exactly.
That's the thing. Another person I thought of was Marty Scurll. Because he's also a free agent still.
Yeah.
But what would Paul White have to do with Marty Scurll and bringing in Marty Scurll? We don't know. Obviously, things can happen and be like, we don't, things are unexpected at times in AEW.
That's why I kind of feel it's not a WWE guy.
Yeah.
They want to throw Paul White in there and have him say that and then make you think
it's a WWE guy.
Somebody's jumping with him, and I feel like it's not.
And that's why I don't think it's like a Batista or a CM Punk. I mean, Batista technically is the Hall of Famer, even though the induction never happened. But he is a Hall of Famer, so you can't say he's Hall of Fame worthy. You know what I mean? Because I think when he meant that, he meant somebody who could be in the Hall of Fame, not someone who already is in the Hall of Fame.
And
so,
what company also I've been looking at? Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is another company that's so many people in there that can jump over. If you really look at the Hall of Fame worthy in the indie scene, the top guy in ROH, not the top guy right now, but Jay Lethal.
Oh, I love Jay Lethal.
Yeah,
Jay Lethal's the guy, man.
Yeah.
Everybody would love for him to show up on AEW. I've also thought about Bully Bubba. Bully Ray, whatever you want to call him.
He's also I thought of him too, but he's also in the Hall of Fame, in a Hall of Fame, in two Hall of Fames actually, isn't he?
Yeah, but as a tag team.
But
he's in the Hall of Fame as a tag team.
Technically.
Yeah. He's
That is
in the
true, I don't
Hall
know.
of Fame,
Yeah,
but like
as a tag team.
if you think
Yeah.
about Bully Ray himself should be in the Hall of Fame
Oh,
for
100%.
that storyline with aces and eights and stuff.
Yeah.
So I can see a Bully Ray moving over and going in AEW and working with the talent over there.
Mm-hmm. But what about Christian?
Ooh.
That's
what
I
was thinking. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
No, but the thing
he's
is,
not. He should be.
Yeah, he should be. But I'm thinking that he's probably low-key doing something with WWE. I'm not trying to say that to be like I'm not a biased person or anything, but I think since he returned at the Rumble.
Trying to be a Mark? Trying to be a Mark?
No. I ain't no Mark. I like since his recent Royal Rumble return, I think they might have something planned for him in terms of returning in the ring there and doing something with Edge over there. I don't see him not doing that.
Has he appeared on anything since the Rumble?
Nothing yet. But I feel like they're waiting for a time to do that. Maybe
they never respected him, man. They never respected
100%.
Christian.
Yeah, he was great as TNA champion.
Oh man, when he jumped over, that was like the biggest jump at the time. Like that was their biggest signing, and they shot him to the moon. And like his promo skills, like he really got to show. Man, what a guy in TNA, man.
Yeah, really.
What a stud. And then he went back to WWE and they say, here's ECW
champion.
Yeah, like
bro.
But that would be dope.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool to see that.
It's possible. Like I was thinking of a lot of people that technically like the word is loyal, obviously people that were in WWE for many years. I don't see that happening so much. That's why the Paul White thing didn't really. The Paul White thing,
I thought he was a lifer.
Like I thought so as well, but then I remembered. I was like, oh wait, he started on WCW. Like that means technically he hasn't been a lifer for WWE, and that kind of rattle things around. So like I've been trying to think heavily like who was in TNA that or Impact. I keep saying TNA, man. It's gonna happen the whole episode. But
don't worry about that.
Like Christian's been there. We already got Sting, so I don't see who else can we get from that talent pool. And then I was just like, could it be Kurt Angle? And then I'm like, he's a Hall of Famer though, right?
Yeah.
But
that's what I thought too.
And then if he's a Hall of Famer, you also got Bully Ray. So like there's so much out there that could be possible. But then again, like it wasn't really clear when Paul White said they're gonna bring someone and why are they bringing them on for? Is that person gonna be in that ladder match? So that means like you could have a Marty Scurll situation, and then you could have Christian. Like that's the thing. Like there's so much possibility.
Yeah. And I've read that Tony Khan said they're two different people. So, whoever's showing up for the ladder match is not the same person. That's the major signing.
And what is the ladder match again for?
So it's the winner.
Let's talk about it.
Fine, let's get into that. The winner. So the face of the Revolution, the ladder match is called. The 5 first participants are Cody Rhodes, Pentagon, Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, and Max Caster from the Acclaimed. And the last one, like you said, Joel, Tony Khan said it was a different signing that he's gonna announce. My first person that I thought of that I've been seeing a lot on Twitter, it could be, I also thought of it, he could be either the ladder match participant or the Paul White Hall of Fame worthy person, because he is definitely a Hall of Fame worthy person. That person's RVD, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah,
and you know how hype I would be.
I would prefer him to be in the ladder match, especially because his move. I would prefer that, and just have him randomly come out with Paul White and just saying, "Oh, he's here." If he's in the ladder match, it's an automatic storyline already involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the only thing with RVD, like I would love for that to happen. Yeah. I love RVD, but with all that stuff that's coming out with him on the network, I feel it's not him. I feel like that would just be WWE promoting AEW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool, like if he did the one night come through for the match,
And that's it. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. But I know like they got that doc coming out for him. He took the picture with Stone Cold that he's gonna be on the podcast, which I can't wait for.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason I don't think it's him.
Yeah.
Would love it to be him. But I think with all the stuff he's doing with WWE, I don't think he's going over there.
On top of that, I heard like him working with them, he's trying to also get his wife or his girlfriend in the door while working with them at the same time. So like that's also like someone I had to like reluctantly cross off my list.
RVD though, that would be sick.
Yeah, man.
It's tough in terms of both the Paul White person and the ladder match person. Is that it could be someone who's a legend in wrestling. It could be a young guy that's on the rise that's popular in the indies. We don't know.
Man.
Anybody, man.
It could be anybody.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I actually think the guy who's gonna be in the ladder match is gonna be a Impact guy.
So do I.
Probably. I just don't know who.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know who.
Rich Swann? Could it be Rich Swann?
I saw a lot of people bouncing the name. Oh my God, what was his name? Ethan. Is it Ethan Paige?
Ethan Paige, yeah.
Yeah, it might be Ethan Paige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have been throwing that name around, which would be dope. Like they shot him on Impact.
Another Ethan that's in the indies. Another Ethan that's in the indies that I could see being in this match is EC3.
Yeah. Well, he didn't he just sign Ring of Honor, I think?
Did he?
I don't even know if he signed though.
Yeah, I didn't know he was signed.
Okay.
I thought he was just.
I read,
maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I did hear something, but it could not be.
And with today's world, like of wrestling, you never know who's
going to
show up.
You know
they won't show up in WWE, but you never know who's going to show up on any other company outside of WWE.
I mean, it could be a New Japan guy.
Yeah,
and that one could be a New Japan guy. I feel like.
Yeah, that might be New Japan. Impact has tons of talent there. Like it could be Brian Myers, it could be Eddie Edwards, it could be Matt Cardona. Like they're pushing a lot of guys in the forefront over there, so it's not impossible that they bring one of those guys in. If it is Matt Cardona, that might be a cool angle where he said, I don't know, I was here and I didn't get a shot or something like that. But then also he's feuding with Brian Myers at the moment.
Yeah.
So like there's so much possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine if Moose came over.
Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah.
He's a good. Yeah.
And we haven't seen a lot of Impact guys on AEW. We've seen a lot of AEW guys on Impact, but never Impact guys on AEW. So that would be like a change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably it could be something where like Tony Khan decided to bring over an Impact guy because he wants to mess with them. As we've seen in Impact, they've done a whole bunch of like paid advertisements over there. So it's like, okay, and they're fucking with them. They're messing with them heavily.
Yeah.
So it's like, might as well take one of your guys and have them win the match. So now they're going for our championship instead of yours.
Yeah. But I think whoever shows up is still taking the L.
Oh, 100%.
In that ladder match.
Who would you say who's going to win that match? If you were to choose between the 5 others.
They've been giving Scorpio Sky a lot of time talking. Yeah. They've been letting him talk a lot. I feel we haven't. I think he had one match against Cody when Cody was doing the.
That was the
open challenge.
Match.
Yeah, so I would love to see Scorpio Sky get a shot. Everybody in this match would be dope to get a shot. Yeah. Cody, he was champ, but it would be cool to see him have the rematch. He had a good match.
He never got the rematch, right? Never had the rematch?
No. Because then they got straight into the feud with Team Taz.
Yeah.
And then him with Shaq.
Yeah.
Him with Shaq. That's a whole other episode. Yeah.
But I think anybody on this card, Lance Archer, like it's just anybody on this match could really win it. But I would like to see Scorpio Sky get a shot.
Same here. I think they've been giving him a big push as a singles competitor as of late. So might as well give him that.
He deserves it. He's dope in the ring.
Yes.
I mean that could be I do like Scorpio. I think it's either him or Lance Archer. I either want winning. I feel like Lance has been there for a long time and been doing pretty consistent work in the ring. I don't know how many main events he's been in at the moment. But that might be something cool. Also, you said Penta's in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been around in such a long time. Was he injured or like what? Like,
I think he may have been injured. I don't know if that was
yeah,
part of the storyline or he may have been injured for real, but he's been out for a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been out for a bit. So sometimes with these stars come back, I've seen it before that this person hasn't made an appearance for a couple of months, and then they're in this big match, and next thing you know, they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to give them a little push because they've been out of people's minds for a couple of months.
Yeah.
But
And what's crazy is that he's in the ladder match, but Death Triangle is in the tag casino
They are.
battle royal.
yeah, so
Oh yeah, they announced it this Wednesday.
and that's Pac and
Phoenix.
And Phoenix.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like if SCU wins, if Kaz and Daniels wins the tag, then I have a good feeling that Scorpio might win that. And then it will be like a trio, all three of them holding belts,
Yeah.
which I don't think has been done before.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
And then if like Death Triangle wins, then obviously
It puts Penta in the
so like they have I think they did a good job booking it because there's a lot of possibilities for like interesting storylines.
Yeah.
But in terms of who wins, that one's kind of up in the air because of the whole mysterious sixth person.
I
yeah.
feel like whoever wins this ladder match should beat Darby Allin, even though I want Darby Allin as champion still. But I feel like whoever wins this is probably going to beat him for it. Because as of right now, he hasn't really done much with it besides being in this tag match with Sting, which you'll be getting into if you want, with him and Sting in that street fight against Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. I assume that like one of those two guys would have beat him for the title at least, because I think only Brian Cage has gotten the opportunity and he lost it. But
Yeah.
Ricky Starks and Hobbs haven't done anything with Darby Allin, which they should. I feel like one of them should have been the one to take the title off him, but I thinking they're just gonna scrap that and have someone beat him so they can continue that feud maybe without the title. I don't know. Would that title be even interesting with Allen in this feud? I feel like this title hasn't been done much anyways. I forgot he was champion for a while.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
He hasn't done a lot with it.
Yeah.
And the problem with that was pretty much like Cody had this open challenge. It was fresh and new, and every week was kind of like a whole mystery with everything, right?
Yeah.
And since it's changed hands a couple of times, and when Darby got it, they kind of, I mean, he got that push with Sting, and I understand what they're trying to do. And don't get me wrong, Sting being in AEW is amazing, and him being there is great. But in terms of like giving Darby the platform or like pushing him along, it's kind of, to me personally, it's kind of taken away from Darby a bit because, you have Sting and then you have Darby, and like Darby's great. Like obviously he's a great character. He's really energetic in the ring. Like, he holds a certain, weight to his name, but it's Sting. Like, it's obviously going to take a little bit away from you when you're in the corner with someone like that. That being said, I think the two of them obviously have to win this match. If they don't win, Sting by no means will be the one taking the fall. I don't think that they would want to do that to Sting being in the company in his first match. Albeit it's like a street match. I don't think they want to see him take that L. But like I said, like Darby, they win this one, but I don't know if he holds the title to whoever wins the ladder match, just because I think there's a lot of talent out there that the title might be better off with. And in terms of storyline, because like what he wins again, like what's gonna like who comes out now, and like Sting's gonna feud with SCU, like it doesn't work the same. Like it worked well now because obviously you have Team Taz and these thugs come out, they're ruining every promo, they're putting Darby in a body bag, dragging him, what I'm saying? Like it works now, but like afterwards it's not gonna work again. Like it's just too much. There's too much. It's too kind of niche. Like it's too, it's a little too much predictable at this point.
Yeah, I feel you. I think I think Team Taz is gonna win this match, and I think Allen's gonna get. I think Darby's gonna get pinned, and I think whoever pins him automatically becomes number one contender. I think they're gonna start. And I would love for it to be Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks takes the title off of him before the Face of the Revolution match. Like when whoever wins that number one contender spot, whoever pins Darby's like, I'm number one contender, you come next in line. Let's say Ricky Starks takes it off of him, and let's say now we got all these factions that can go at it. So we got Team Taz, right? Let's say Ricky Starks wins it, or Brian Cage, somebody on Team Taz. Then you got, like you said, SCU. So now you could also have
Jurassic Express.
Yeah, like
Death Triangle.
you can have so many. Yeah, let's say Penta wins it. Then you got Team Taz versus that Triangle. You got Team Taz versus SCU. And let's say that whoever, like you said, everybody holds the belts in that 3-person group. Team Taz wants to hold all the belts. So now let's say they take 2 of their guys. Let's say they take a Brian Cage. I'm trying to, I can't think of the guy's name right now.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Hobbs. Yeah. And they go after the tag belts. You know what I mean? And it just has the mentality of like the gang warfare.
I would love it to be like Ricky Starks going after it, but also the winner of the ladder match go at it too, where it's like a triple threat match instead of a singles. So that way you have Team Taz versus, like, you know, if it's Scorpio Sky that wins the ladder match, it could be SCU versus Team Taz versus Darby, because Darby likes to do things on his own. You know, besides the Sting thing, the Sting partnership
just keeps popping up.
Yeah. So it's but Darby Allin's been doing things on his own for pretty much. He's that guy. He just always does things on his own. So I think him taking on both groups, but also both groups going up against each other too, would be better off for him, because he's going up against basically 6 men.
Yeah. Overall, they just gotta take that belt off of Darby. They can do it any way they want, but I need the title off of him.
Yeah, I think a good solution to this is the ladder match prior or after the street match?
Not sure. To be honest. They didn't announce the whole order, but then there's no the tag team championship match.
Okay, so like if let's say Darby does lose in a certain fashion, and that automatically gives you know, Starks or whoever, I guess, pins him the number one contender spot. You know, it's plausible that Darby could lose to that individual.
Yeah.
And then what they would possibly do is maybe they have a Darby Sting feud, because Darby was fine as champion until Sting came. And of course, the first match he loses it because Sting's there. And that might be a good feud to kind of figure that one out, because they're both kind of mysterious characters that don't talk much.
Yeah.
But they can, you know, both of them can make a hell of a promo. So especially those vignettes they show throughout the show. So some sort of mysticism between the two might be a kind of cool thing to develop. With that being said, I don't know the timeline of Trent coming back. I don't know if he's still hurt. I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
But since you guys mentioned the whole Team Taz situation about someone holding a belt and tag teams holding a belt, and like the 3 of them holding a belt, I was considering now, like, if Trent is healthy enough, maybe he's that 6th participant. And next thing you know, you have a, you know, best friends with Orange Cassidy versus Team Taz situation. If one of the guys from Team Taz kind of holds the title there. But I agree 100%. Unless something drastically happens to push the storyline, with Sting being in Darby's corner and Darby holding the TNT title, I think he has to drop it, because it's just, to me, it's not entertaining enough. Especially since it's a TV title, he's not defending it enough. He's had what, 2 matches defending it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not like what a TV title historically has been. You know, it's usually you defend it every time there's a TV episode, or every other TV episode. And that's coming from me, like, watching ECW growing up and stuff like that.
Yes,
or like
sir.
everything else. So, you know, to me, like, having a champion but the champion's not defending it. It's a little bit up in the air for me.
Yeah. So who would you have win that tag team match street fight? Final match.
Final. Now that I thought it over and everything like that, it would be cool for Darby and Sting to win, but
Yeah.
I think since Sting is on that side, everyone is expecting him to win. So I want Team Taz to win just because I want to see how that plays out. Because if Sting and Darby wins, then what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
who knows? Let's say Team Taz wins, somebody pins Darby, and they're inserted, and they're the surprise appearance in the ladder match. Because they never said like it was a new signing or something. They just said it was a
surprise entrant.
Surprise entrant.
It's funny you mentioned that because didn't Brian Cage win the ladder match when he
won?
first got
Yeah,
inducted?
that was I think Double or Nothing last year.
That was a briefcase or something. He won something similar like that, and that was his first match that he was in, I think, or like one of the first matches. So if anyone in the roster has the ability to wrestle two crazy matches and win both of them, I think it's Brian Cage. So maybe he's that third. Maybe he's what's a bigger I'm better than you Darby than pinning him in the street fight.
And
then winning the ladder match to
and then beating him,
and then holding FTW TNT.
And that ladder match at Double or Nothing, he was just throwing Darby around like a toy.
I was gonna mention that.
Like a toy.
Yeah,
he was
throwing him around.
He was. So I think that might be a possible situation.
I could, yeah. That's a great backtracking storyline. I threw you around the ladder match. Now I won the ladder match. And I'm challenging you for your title.
Yeah,
that's a great
long-term storytelling.
Exactly. So you mentioned Trent before, as part of your surprise entrance. Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy have a match on AEW Revolution 2. They're going up against Miro and Kip Sabian in a tag match. Who are your thoughts on winning this match? Any of you go first. Either one go first.
I'll go first. To be honest, this is probably the match that I can really care less about on this card. But I would have to say Best Friends. Yeah, I love Miro, love Kip Sabian. Think Kip Sabian could be a champion one day.
Definitely.
But I think Best Friends are taking it, especially the way the storyline's going, that they've just been costing everything for Kip Sabian messing up the wedding and all that stuff. I think Best Friends just has that momentum right now.
I think it
makes more sense for win.
Yeah, I think this is the match where Trent may return at. Maybe he cost Miro and Kip Sabian the match, and then that's how you get him back involved. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But I think I would say Miro and Kip Sabian mainly because they have a lot of anger, and he cost him the wedding. I think Miro is gonna be a big factor in this match, in my opinion. He's probably gonna be like a bigger monster than he was in WWE. That's what I think.
Yeah, I have to go on that. I have to agree with you on that aspect because he's been in the company for a little bit now, but we haven't really seen too much of him.
Yeah.
Dominate people, or he hasn't really had too many singles matches.
Yeah.
And where that's great, I also agree with Joel how Kip Sabian, I see him as a potential champion. But the one thing for me that I don't see them winning is just the chemistry between the two of them just seems very off. I don't see them as a great tag team to possibly go for a tag team title anytime soon. Kip Sabian, in my opinion, was good with Havoc back last year when that was still a thing, prior to everything coming out, obviously. But I thought that chemistry was great and they worked really well in the ring. But Miro and Sabian, something's just been kind of off. And with that, I feel like it might be time for the two of them to kind of part ways and try a different solo approach to things. What better storyline would if they lost or something like that. Kip Sabian is just fed up because he brought Miro as his best man, and then Miro had to bring Chuck to the wedding, which he didn't have to. And for the reason that he brought Chuck, the whole wedding was ruined.
Yeah.
So
Everything for Kip Sabian has been downhill since Miro showed up.
Since Miro showed up. So I think that might be a plausible solution to like breaking them up. And who knows, maybe if that's a possibility, then they have Miro versus Kip Sabian. That's a little feud, which might be good for the both of them.
Yeah.
They both could hold themselves well in the ring, and
Definitely.
it might give them an opportunity to kind of showcase their talents separate from each other. And so with that being said, I think it has to be Orange Cassidy and Chuck, because then it makes no sense that he was able to like escape and Orange Cassidy was there. Like they're already on that high. For them to like just lose, it just shows that their efforts were this for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if that's the feud, if that's the feud between Sabian and Miro, I think it'd be cool to see them like go in a feud where the whole storyline is based off like, oh, I may be the best man, but I'm the better man between the both of us in terms of like in-ring style and everything like that. Because that's what he wanted him to be, the best man at the wedding. Even though they didn't work out, it's now the storyline of, oh, I'm the better man. I'm the best man, and the gimmick kind of thing.
And shout out to Sinister Minister for coming out for that wedding. I haven't seen that guy in years, and I was like, I saw him, and I was like, who the hell is that? I was like, I know his name. I know his name with the eyebrows with like the devil horns. And then I Googled it like quick. I was like, eyebrows, devil horn, priest, wrestler, and he came up. I was like, yeah, he was on Impact for so many years, and so many, shout out to him for coming on the show.
Yeah, really. Like wasn't he was on Impact recently, right? I think this last year.
He might have
probably last year, but he was there for he was there every week while at its prime with Abyss.
Anything, he was with Abyss. Anything that had to do with some kind of ceremony, he was pretty much the man in charge. So shout out to him. Get that paycheck, man.
Facts.
Definitely, yeah, he's getting that paycheck. There's a wedding. That's cool. So yeah, we all pretty much have Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor winning that match.
Yeah, it just makes the most sense.
Yeah, it does. Next match I have here is the AEW Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida versus I can't pronounce her name well. I think it's Ryo Mizunami, if I'm saying that right.
I was waiting for you to pronounce it. I've been waiting this whole show for you to try to pronounce that.
I was scared of saying it. I think
is it Ryo?
Ryo.
Because I think
I don't know.
Riho is the old champ. I think her name is Ryo. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know.
Why confuses me. It's I don't know, but Mizunami, I know is the last name. I'm gonna call it that.
Mizunami.
She won the tournament this past Wednesday. We don't know much of her already besides the tournament wins. That's all we got from her. That from the Japan side of the bracket. And winning that. Who do you got winning between Hikaru Shida and Mizunami?
I am going to say Mizunami just because I think it's going to open that New Japan door and allow for a lot of the talent from there to come over here and kind of expand the women's division a bit more. They've done a good job with everyone getting hurt recently over the past couple of months. Stadlander getting hurt was a big blow.
Oh yeah.
And then Anna Jay just got hurt, so that's also another big blow to the division. But a lot of people aren't familiar with the talent in Japan, and I think with her winning and defeating Shida, that will open the door for them to have either regular appearances or some kind of crossover thing, which is great because it will mean that Shida won't be also forgotten about, because obviously she'll be able to verse talent that she's familiar with. I think she was in that promotion before. I'm not entirely familiar, but
what promotion is that?
Not sure, to be honest.
I gotta look it up, but I think that she I just think she loses that match. I think it's time she drops the belt.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I feel like it was about time, but I feel like someone else should have won the tournament, in my opinion.
I wish Thunder Rosa won.
I know, me too. I was thinking Thunder or Britt Baker.
That's my
Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker.
Favorite.
One of the two. Britt Baker deserved to be that champion on the first few champions. in my opinion. She should have been literally, as she's saying, the face of the women's division in AEW. She was literally the first one signed, so might as well have her a champion, Like,
Mhm.
the thing is with the women's division, I do not like that championship design. It bothers the heck out of me. I
You
don't
don't
know
like
about
the
you
small
guys.
belt?
No, I
Mhm.
do not like it.
Mhm.
It's a real old
It's
school thing having the women's title really small.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's like make it look nicer a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like it
Yeah.
doesn't look that cool.
It looks like one of those ones you buy at Target or Walmart. I mean,
Yeah,
just
that's
like
what I was thinking too.
Knockoffs.
yeah, just
Yeah,
like the shirt, the size of it. I mean, you can have the belt be a little bit nicer in terms of either the face of it or like the belt or like just. But to me, it just looks a little knockoff-ish, like you said, Joel.
Yeah. I think the best titles in AEW is their tag belts. I think
yeah,
that's the
that's what
I
I
best
was
love
thinking.
those.
design belt
I
they
love
have.
those belts.
Yeah,
Those are close to the Impact belts for me. I love the
Yeah.
Impact belts.
Impact belts. Yeah.
Those tag
yeah, it's
belts are
true.
sexy, man.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, they
fact.
do. They do. Who do you guys vote in this match? I don't
Uh,
think you said
Mizunami, man.
Mizunami.
Yeah,
She
Mizunami.
is nasty.
I saw that match on Wednesday. She was pretty good. That was
Yeah.
the only match I've seen of her in the tournament. Um,
You haven't been
she's
keeping up with it, bro? Come on.
not the Japan side, but like not the
Nah,
Japan
yeah,
side, but
it's tough that they just had. I think
yeah,
it's straight on YouTube, right?
yeah, I think it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Majority of the matches
It's
are on YouTube.
yeah,
So
it's tough that they didn't like it kind of sucks they weren't able to like showcase a lot of the matches on
yeah,
Dynamite. But I get it. It was a big tournament.
yeah,
I thought they were gonna have it every week until because there was so many matches. I was like, this ain't like the finals aren't happening until Double or Nothing in May, but they got it done for the March show.
I thought it was gonna be a triple threat match. Between the final, the USA side, and the final, the Japan side. Instead of being like one winner, it should have been a triple threat.
Oh, okay, I feel
That way, it's like okay, someone from the actual signed company and someone from Japan go at it with the champion.
Yeah.
And then we get all three of them in the ring at the same time. That's what I
Oh,
thought was happening. That was the point of it. But I guess there was a winner.
yeah.
With the whole thing. So it's cool. I
Yeah.
still like Mizunami. I also wanted to
I
be
think
about time.
she's nice, man.
Yeah.
She is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if she gets that belt, she's gonna hold it for a while.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Obviously, I don't know how she is promo wise, but with the women's division, they haven't really been doing too many strong promos with the champion.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely possible for her to hold the belt.
Yeah.
I think she's very athletic and like in the ring, you can see she's technically sound. And like to me, that's kind of like my favorite type of wrestling. So I'm totally down for her winning.
Yeah.
No, they definitely gotta bring more managers in. I feel like there's a lot of managers on the men's side of the
Yeah.
company, and there's no women managers. Like I know you have like
Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky, but like
Mhm.
give me somebody that like put Taz with somebody, get him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
recruit somebody to Team
Yeah.
Taz, and you have a woman there, and he
Mizunami could be someone. She's powerful.
you never know, man.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
have him cut the promos for her, like that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Like I
that
think
would
like
be pretty sick.
like right now what Taz is doing, I feel like Taz right now, promo wise, is like the Paul Heyman of AEW.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he's
that is
really
true.
killing
That
it.
is true.
On like we knew Taz could cut promos, seeing him cut promos in ECW, seeing him do commentary in WWE. Like you knew he can talk. And I think right now he's just like showcasing his skills. And I think if you put a woman with him, that's gold right there.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that's
that's a good possibility. I mean, the Dark Order did it, so I think Team
Yeah.
Taz might be able to do it.
Yeah. I found. Yeah. That is true.
I also thought Don Callis was gonna bring one of the women over from the Knockouts division, but haven't seen that yet. But I think that would be cool too,
Yeah.
having him, because not trying to like shit on the women, but there's not really like a big promo person in AEW or Impact.
Britt Baker is the only one.
Yeah, she's great on the mic.
So like
but that's somebody that doesn't need a manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're going into like that whole going back to Paul White, I mean, it's also possible that a woman wrestler might come. I mean, that's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's also possible. To answer your question about we don't have someone cut promos like like back in the Attitude Era and stuff like that. So it's possible that someone might come and take
Yo,
over the women's division.
what I just thought of now that you're saying
Who?
that? I didn't even think of like a woman when he announced that, which is probably
Yeah,
foul of
me
me.
too.
Didn't even think of a woman.
I mean, don't feel too bad. I think majority of people weren't like.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone's head went to CM Punk, or maybe that's just me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's definitely where my head went to. But like Hall of Fame worthy women's wrestler that is elite right now, not doing nothing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Who?
You say it first.
Tessa.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. Yep.
I mean,
Tessa.
I
Tessa.
think so. I think
Like
so.
that would be insane. Her father works in the company. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
Hey man, that's I like I said,
And
like
she's had a Hall of Fame where, like, if you look at it,
So far she's been having
intergender, she was
25.
she was the first women's Impact champion. Like,
yeah.
come on.
That's where like I kind of now I think it over, like that might happen, has a good possibility of happening just because the men's division is just so
Stacked right
saturated.
now. Yeah.
So like what's the use of having someone with such a big name and then you don't know what they're doing unless it's like a one-off. But if you have a women's wrestler come in here and kind of take hold of that division, because there's a lot of talent in the women's division, but there isn't that one person that's like, there's many good names, but there's not that one person that's
Yeah. I
taking that title.
Yo, Tessa
Ooh.
would just bring it to another level.
Yeah.
And she'll also bring it out of other people. You know what I mean? Like, give me Tessa versus Britt Baker for the title down the line.
Yes.
Come on, like.
I mean, I think that might be a good possibility, just because if you bring a talent like that into the company, everyone else's game gets elevated as well. So
Exactly.
I think if they bring someone like that into the division, the women's division might just end up, like, over the course of a month or so, changing completely and like drawing a lot of eyes.
And it looks like they're creating a little faction over there with FTR, Sean Spears, right there with Tully. Put her in there.
Yeah,
have her be that women's representation.
Yeah.
I agree.
I never even thought of that till Matt said, till he said that. I was like, wow, that is probably the best possibility to bring in a woman, and that's probably the person to do it.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything in a year.
No,
I mean, I know, like, she got let go because of like some, I'm not entirely sure what happened.
I think she didn't want to travel or something like that.
It was something like that. I heard it was something in the terms of like some remarks she made backstage that people didn't like.
Something like that.
Something like, I'm not entirely sure, but
because everybody says she has like an attitude problem.
Yeah.
But then also it's like, maybe if she's working with her pops, maybe she'll be tame like a little bit. Maybe she won't be.
Yeah.
But you never know. And also, we don't know like how she was treated back there in Impact.
That's also true. I mean,
we just got the one side that Impact just says, yo, she was being a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Like, so you never really know.
It's that. But like, if you had to say a different possible addition to the women's division to come, like, what's one other name you might think?
I could say Dia Trinidad. I don't know if that would make a big impact for them. It'll be cool, but wouldn't be as
that would be a big signing for the women's division.
But like you said, Tessa Blanchard in a matter of a month could probably change the women's division. But would Dia do that? I don't know. Great talent, not gonna lie, but
she's dope in the ring.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think she'll be that person to do that. It'll be cool to see her there. I would want to see her there.
Yeah, Tessa's just on a different level.
Yeah,
Tessa's just. I'm trying to think of another woman.
I don't. I'm trying.
I don't know many free agents in the women's division. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm thinking that like it has to be somebody that Big Show or it's like Paul White knows well enough to be like, oh, okay, maybe he's being over a legend friend of his. One person that came to my mind, I don't want to go off topic again, but like one person I thought of when he said that was Kane, because he also isn't really signed. He's also not in the Hall of Fame. could be in the Hall of Fame. But again, I don't know if I want to see Kane wrestle or be there.
I mean, he might be a little held up with his mayor duties, so
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
we don't know about that. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, we can move on, but I just thought it was interesting that
Yeah.
it could possibly be a women's wrestler.
Yeah.
yeah,
That was
So who
actually a
knows?
good pickup because I never even thought of that, to be honest.
yeah.
Mhm.
Really.
Like
But it
know,
makes the most sense, especially since the men's roster is so like
Stacked.
stacked, and there's so many people that you don't really know what to do with everybody.
Mhm.
So why bring in another person just to get lost in there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like a part of me wants it to be one of the guys we've discussed, and
Yeah.
100% a part of me wants to be a part of it, that to happen. But like the other part of me is like, if they could sign someone to boost that women's division so that the show is 100%, like on their A game, like I'm all for that.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
So 2 more matches left in the card.
Mhm.
The big money match between Matt Hardy and Hangman Adam Page. Don't know what this match is going to be like. They come up with random matches that we don't know what the stipulation is. Like that orange mimosa match they have with Jericho and Orange Cassidy. Did not know there was going to be a pool of mimosa there.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's probably going to have to do with something with money, I'm assuming, since it's a big money match.
Big money match, man.
Yeah.
It's big money match.
So I don't know what this match is going to be. We got to wait and see.
What if like it's just a consistent stream of like big money, Matt money, but like the Young Bucks from up above, like the whole match is just
Yeah,
money,
it just brings
money raining down the whole match. Like,
whoever gets the most money grabs
yeah. What if that's like the
Yeah.
stipulation of the match? Like it will affect like it might be cool, but like the wrestlers will not be able to see each other, and like we probably won't be able to see shit. So like,
Yeah.
but I think it might be funny just to see like money.
Just to see
raining
that
down.
happen.
So
Yeah.
there's a casino game where there's like money blowing out. You gotta grab it all and like
Yeah.
Yo, what a way to promote the game.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
exactly. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what the match really is gonna be like. But if you were to choose between Matt Hardy and Hangman and Page to win the match, who would you choose? Joel?
I'm going with Big Money Matt. I'm going Big Money Matt. I think it's like winner receives the loser's earnings. Was it their first quarter earnings or something like that? But I think Matt, he got too many people on his side. He's paying off people left and right. I think it just makes sense for Matt Hardy to win and keep up with the big money gimmick.
Yeah.
And because he's trying to sign all these guys under him.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool to just see Matt Hardy win. I know Adam Page, like they should be doing more with him.
Yeah.
But I think he can take this loss. And of course, I think it'll be not a clean loss. Of course, like I said, Matt Hardy has so many people working for him. So I think that will come into play in the match. So I got Big Money Matt.
Me too. I got Big Money Matt too. I think this is probably gonna end up leading towards like Adam Page. I hope not. Probably an Adam Page going to the Dark Order because he's been on their side lately. He
I think he's gonna go with the Dark Order.
Yeah, I don't see that not happening.
Yeah, I think they just been building up to it, because then that could also happen. Matt's people trying to help Matt, and the Dark Order just doesn't let that happen. Like they come out. So there's a lot of stuff that could happen during this match.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of Matt winning. But just to be different, I'm gonna say Hangman wins.
Okay.
Just because, like, if Hangman loses, he's then underneath Matt Hardy for the next quarter, or whatever that means. Yeah. So that could be a possible storyline where, everything that he does is Matt Hardy related, and then like the Dark Order tries to break him out of this contract, which is possible. But also like, if he wins, then it's kind of like, all is good and done. He is, Matt Hardy, then he gets Matt Hardy's earnings, but then like Matt Hardy, obviously his character at this moment in time isn't taking no for an answer. So regardless, like they could still further pursue that kind of feud going on. So like, yeah, a lot of it is in the air. I don't know how storyline plays out, but I think Hangman might just win this.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's a clean win or not, I just want to say Hangman might win this. Just because I like Hangman in the ring. And
Yeah.
that's it. I mean,
he's dope, man. I still think he should have been the first world champ.
yeah. I
Same
mean,
here.
yeah. I think so too. But we all know that we needed to build up the name of the belt. So like obviously,
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone is in understands that, but kind of doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's a
But I
fact.
mean, if Matt does win this, though, I still think the whole Dark Order storyline with them being underneath might happen, and who knows, maybe since Hangman is underneath Matt Hardy, certain Dark Order members kind of like fake joined the Matt Hardy brand, and they kind of tear it out from the inside in. So who knows? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so much stuff you can do, especially like as we're going through this whole card. There's so many things that they can be doing in AEW, or they will be doing, and I love it because it's unpredictable. It's like it could go either way.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I guess we can get into the next and final match.
The
You mentioned
main
the
event, baby.
main event, the AEW World Championship in an exploding barbed wire death match. Wow. Just like
Cannot
saying,
wait.
yeah, I cannot
wait.
Oh my god, it's like this is just gonna be all hell and loose right there. Just Moxley himself, just Moxley in it. Doesn't have to be. It could be anybody else he's facing. Just Moxley being in that type of match in that environment, because obviously it's what he's known for. Prior to WWE.
That's his background.
Yeah. So, do you see
Death
Moxley?
matches.
Do you see Moxley retaining in his own? Not retaining. Moxley getting back the belts in his own field, his quote unquote home field advantage, and still speak of Kenny somehow pulling away a victory under John Moxley.
I mean, I have a long-winded like kind of storyline that I think might happen. So to answer your question, I think Kenny wins just because they're trying to make him the collector of titles. If he loses right now, I think it's going to be a little weird because Mox is still holding the IWGP United States, so he'll be holding both those two titles. And then like the whole Don Callis Good Brothers thing, like where do like they just leave? And then we also have to put into account with this match, Mox is also having a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know the timetable of his wife's pregnancy, but I think it's pretty soon. So if he does win, he holds the belt for a couple of months or something like that, and then he has to. Obviously, I think he's going to take some time off to spend time with his newborn. So I think that's also into account. So all those things makes me believe that it will be a great match. But since it's kind of one of those death matches, I think it won't be a clean finish. So, it leaves the door open for another match between the two to happen at a later point. So, either Kenny or Mox wins and it's a clean match, a later point. But for this one, I think Kenny wins just so that they could keep the whole Impact crossover Good Brothers thing happening. With that being said, Mox losing this match doesn't make him look weak in any sense of the imagination, because obviously they had a match prior to, and didn't Mox win that match as well?
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah. So, he loses this match. They're 1-1 even with these barbed wire crazy matches. It's fine and dandy. And it doesn't end his storyline there because, some people might say, what happens then? He's still IWGP champion. So, he has to face other people. And now since that door is open, he can hold matches against people that were in New Japan that are now in the States to wrestle. He had a match with Kenta, as we all know. And there's other people in Impact that are from New Japan. So I personally
Yes.
think that there might be a situation where obviously Kenny wins, holds the title, a different storyline is happening where he gets challenged by someone else. That's great and dandy. Um, Mox is still champion in his own right, so he has a separate championship that he has to defend. So this connects because Don Callis is running Impact, right?
Yeah.
Send over Juice Robinson to mess with Mox. Juice Robinson is in Impact. Juice Robinson was a fiend in New Japan. I think he holds enough weight to hold the IWGP title.
Definitely.
If Don Callis wants to further put dirt in Mox's eye, when he's after this, force Juice Robinson to come in here and try and take the IWGP title. So that keeps Mox in the picture with Kenny still. He can still interfere with that whole Impact promotion. And Mox is also defending that title. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think for me, that's a strong case of happening. And I hope it does because I think that'll be pretty cool and I'll further, you know, make, make everything just the whole crossover promotion much stronger. Like if that happens, Mox might go on Impact. I don't know if he was there before, but he might go on Impact to affect Juice. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. I think Kenny wins, but everything else happens afterwards.
I like that storyline. And it
Yeah,
makes sense
really.
because Moxley beat Juice for the US belt. I think
Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe
I
so.
forgot what show it was. I think it was the Battle of the Super Juniors. I think it was that. It was a June show. I know that. But that's when he won it and he beat Juice. So it makes sense that they would kind of revisit that
Yeah.
and have that play a role.
And they are kind of Finn Juice is kind of in a storyline with the Good Brothers at the moment. So have Finn Juice come out if Good Brothers interfere on Sunday or try to. You have Finn Juice come out and help out Moxley. Then maybe they attack Moxley, start a storyline with him in New Japan, and then have either David Finlay or Juice Robinson take the belt off of him. That's how you connect, like you said, connect all three companies and still do that crossover, even though he's not feuded with Omega.
Yeah.
We still have all three. I originally had Moxley winning it, but then I want him to win. But again, like you said, he's having a baby soon, so I don't think he would want to be around. But it's kind of weird how like he's going to be put into this kind of a brutal match to send him off for a bit. I think he's going, like it's a like I said, explosive barbed wire death match. If it doesn't sound crazy already, you know what I mean? Like it sounds way too dangerous before having a baby. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like weird to see him off that way.
But it gives it a good reason for him to be written off of
Yeah,
TV for a little while.
Yeah.
It gives him a good reason, especially if the Good Brothers interfere and just give him a crazy beating. I personally can't wait for this match. Once they announced it, I was like, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
My brother was like, what is that? I said, just look it up. Just look it up. And you're going to find out. He was like, they're going to do this on TV. I said, yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
I cannot wait. This past Wednesday, they showed like a little preview clip, like a little hype up. They showed my son Onita. What a guy. The GOAT.
Legend, dude.
And just building it up. I would love for him to be like a guest referee or something.
Oh,
that would be awesome.
Amazing. That would be amazing.
That would just take it to another level.
Yeah.
But I can't wait. I think I want Moxley to win.
Yeah.
Again, bringing in everything that's in play though, with him having a kid, Omega having the storyline with Impact.
It all just fits in perfectly.
Yeah. Kenny also deserves a long reign, even though he's not my favorite guy.
Yeah.
But I think he deserves a long reign. He's doing his thing now, like he's killing it.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, now where is it after this? They beat Moxley. Moxley's off TV for a little bit. Now we gotta see what happens with Omega. Where do they go with him from here? And like Matt said, the belt collector, I think Impact title and just keep going around. And I don't see why other promotions won't play a part of this. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Because didn't he have some kind of issue with Rick Spawn
Yeah.
back when he was on Impact
Yeah.
making appearances? So
Yeah.
obviously that's a little bit of like a little seed that was planted there, for the long term storytelling. Because the way that I see it is Kenny wins and he's off somewhere else to collect another belt. So if he's going to collect the belt, I don't know if he's still holding it, Rick Swan, but if he's going to collect the Impact belt, and Juice is now in that posse of people, who's to say that at a potential Impact live pay per view or something, that Kenny's in a main event to try and take the belt, and then that's where Mox makes his return. And
Yeah.
in the process, he beats up Juice for possibly, interfering with this match this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good possibility, and that might give an opportunity for the IWGP title to get a little action, and the AEW title to like stay with AEW or whatever's going on there. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot of possibilities. And like everyone here, I think we love Mox and we want him to win, but since like the whole kayfabe wall is broken and people's personal lives are out there, I think that he would want to spend at least a couple of months with his first child, and I just
Yeah.
see that taking
Yeah.
it into account. After 3 months, I think something could be done or whatever it may be, and plus he's been, I think he might need some time to rest anyways. I wasn't sure if he was injured with that elbow again or something like that. But like I said, it's possible that this all happens Sunday, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, then I'm completely wrong, and something else crazy might happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
And-
never know.
But that's what's great about it. It's unpredictable. We
Unpredictable,
don't
yeah.
know what's gonna happen.
Like
Yeah.
who
And that's
knows?
what-
Like who? What if this big Hall of Fame signing person that Paul White's bringing interferes in one of the matches?
Yeah,
Especially like this
Yeah,
one.
you never
We
know.
don't know. He didn't
Yeah.
say what he was doing. He just said it's going to be announced. He could do
Yeah.
something involved. We don't know. So
And this is why I always talk highly about AEW, because it's a young company. Yeah, they do stuff that's kind of cheesy and stupid, but that's every wrestling company.
yeah,
yeah,
But they keep you on the edge of your seat.
for
You don't
sure.
know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like in WWE, when Edge won the Royal Rumble, it was like slated for him to go against Roman, spear versus spear. Everybody wanted it to be McIntyre. It's not. Come on, it's spear
Nope.
versus spear. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
so right when he won it, I said he's going after Roman. It's just
Yeah.
predictable, and I like that AEW has that unpredictable side to them, and there's so many things that can happen on both sides. Like whoever wins, if this person wins, this can happen, but if this person wins,
Mhm.
this can happen.
Yeah.
That's why I think that I don't know why they get so much hate, but they're actually doing great right now.
Yeah, they are.
And I think that's one of the big reasons why.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big reason. I've been watching wrestling for I don't know how many years, but obviously after you watch it for quite some time, you could totally make predictions.
Yeah, you pick up on stuff that you're
yeah,
just like,
yeah,
this makes
Yeah,
sense
this
for them
happened
to do
already
this.
or something.
It's either that or like you've seen this storyline before from
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, a SmackDown from 2006, and you're just like, oh, I've seen this already.
Yeah,
I've seen
exactly.
I've seen this already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with AEW, obviously they had some cheesy stuff, but what company, like you said, doesn't have cheesy stuff?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's certain storylines that are kind of like in the no pile, like weddings. Like obviously, I wasn't a fan of it. I mean, I think a lot of
Yeah.
people had that similar thing. Companies have had that whole celebrity thing as well. Like every company has done that. You're trying to make it a household name.
Yeah.
But the one thing where I give AEW props is when it comes to certain matches that have been so hyped, it's been very rare that I've been able to predict what has happened. And I couldn't, maybe with the first AEW championship match, I kind of had a feeling Jericho might win.
Yeah.
which he did. It's kind of like a given. But when it comes to the company developing and growing, because when the company starts, obviously it's a little hard because storylines aren't there. But since then on, they've done a really good job with storylines.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job with managing talent in terms of figuring out who belongs where. And it's been really tough to decide. And even with talking about on this podcast, it's been really tough to decide who's winning. And now add Impact and New Japan into the mix. I have no idea what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
In my mind, I have certain storylines where I'm like, if I was general manager of AEW, this might be plausible because then I could get 3 more months of great television content. But, as a fan, you just make those storylines because you're like, wouldn't it be cool if Juice Robinson feuded with Moxley because they feuded before? But that could be completely wrong. So, like I said, they're doing a great job because it's just so unpredictable. It's entertaining as hell. Obviously, there's going to be some misses, but like, what company doesn't have them? Not everything is going to be a 5-star show every week.
Yeah, definitely.
But when they're on their game, they're on their game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a lot of fans have that perspective. Like, every show has to be the best show I've watched, and even like when they look back and they're like, even people that are like, oh, the Attitude Era was better. Go watch the Attitude Era Raw, SmackDown. Wasn't all great. You know what I mean? Like
Bash and Booger, like really?
Yeah.
Like come on. Like, obviously there were certain things that weren't great, but certain things have to just be done for either filler or, just entertainment or some kind of like niche, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's done everywhere.
Exactly.
But
AEW's killing it.
Yeah, but thinking every show has to be a 5-star show is also like not
way too high of expectation.
Yeah, it's not a realistic expectation of anything.
Not realistic.
Think like anyone out there listening to this, think of your favorite television show and don't have a total opinion-based, subjective-based opinion on your television show. Have an objective base and be like, was every episode of your favorite show that good? Like, were there certain episodes that were just like, this is filler and this has nothing to do with it?
Yeah.
People kind of forget that this is a television show that's being made to entertain the same way your favorite television show is being made to entertain. So there's going to be misses in there. But, the main part is to just don't expect anything and enjoy it. That's the main part of wrestling. Like, that's what everyone should be doing.
Exactly.
100% hit it on the nail.
I know, right? Guess that was the whole entire card. That was a great way to end the episode. Great speech by Matt Fanizza.
That was great.
But so thank you, Matt, for coming on to the podcast. We had a great time, great conversation. Glad to have you on here. We wanted to get you on for a while. We finally got you on.
We tried.
We tried, man.
Yeah, and COVID's been personally bad to me and to a lot of people out there. So it's kind of been tough to like get in the ring with you guys. But totally, this has been fun. I mean, I'm totally down to come on again if you guys would love to have me and talk.
Definitely.
That's AEW is my wheelhouse now. I haven't watched wrestling prior to them like coming together, so like this is something I'm very passionate about. So I'm totally down, and I'm very thankful for you guys having me on.
No problem, man. Thankful to have you on. Again, this is the AEW Prediction episode number 25 of the Ring Fanatics Podcast. I am Nick, your host, as always, of course, and with me was Joel, and we'll see you guys next time.
Catch you.